Hey, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Today was Monday, September 24th, 2018. We're quickly coming to the end of another month. And I am nowhere to be seen at this point. Um, you know, I'm probably in the most hardest part of my trading career right now, as I have things that work and I have things that did work and now they don't. So, and what I'm getting at is all the stuff that I trade on the long side right now isn't working. It hasn't worked now since May of this year. Maybe June, May or June, somewhere in that area. So all of my, I would say 80 to 85% of my losing trading days come when I attempt the long side of the market. This particular combine, I got up to a high around 31.4, 31.5, I believe, 31.6, somewhere in that area. And then I gave up 3 trading days in a row with, not 3 in a row, excuse me, 2 long trading days in a row that gave up basically 40 ticks a pop, 400 bucks. So I went down 800. On Friday, I had a really nice short. I came into the market a little bit too quick on my break even. It takes me out, and then the market drops to $71 even. So I think, or was it below 70 if I'm not mistaken? I think it went down to 69.98 or something in that area. So it dropped basically $1.50, and I was short at 71.69 if I'm not mistaken on that day. What I am seeing and what I notice in the markets right now is that I can be a one-sided trader and just do fine. I saw a comment from last week that I know that the person was trying to be kind of like positive and whatnot, but it did negatively impact me, and I'm not going to get into that, because that's my issue that I have with the self-doubt that I have inside my own body, right? So, if you are good at one thing, Charles Schwab or whoever the dude named, Peter Lynch, I think his name was, says trade what you know, or do things that you know. I mean, there are people that go, when I first started my trading career, I was just trading in the stock market and everything was long. I didn't even really know how to short anything. So now I'm on the reverse of that, where I believe that, especially as it relates to the crude oil market, yeah, you have to justify being in a long at this point, I believe. And every justification I have on being long, I'm just not seeing it correctly. And I just, because I'm constantly looking at the short side of the market, therefore I think I'm missing where a long opportunity can be at that point. So I am getting where I'm very comfortable being on one side of the market and believe that I can pass not only the combine, FTP, and get into fund and just be on one side of the market and just be a one side market trader, just be a short side trader and give up the longs right now. Today was one of those days, if I was patient and waited for the mark, it was worth a 3p move down from the highs at 74, I think 72, 74. It would have ran me out at 72.05 or 6 on the way back up. So it was worth a 3p move. It moved up roughly a 6p move. It was, I think the November contract low was 71.14, and it went up to 72.74, and then 72, it went down below 71 something another, and then as it comes back up to 72.05, 06, that would have been a nice exit. So can you trade on one side of the market and be profitable? Certainly. So, the thing is that I would say that as far as I'm looking back at my past performance, most of my losing days are when I tried to get myself in a long situation, and it just, unfortunately, it either goes to a 1p target let's just say it goes up 20 ticks, or it goes up 5 and then it goes straight back to my stop. So I'm not willing to run with a 30-40 tick stop on a long, because that's what it's pretty much telling me that I've got to do. So if I don't want to do that, then I've got to, if the other side of the market I can run with a 10 tick stop, and more times than not make it out of that, or a 12 tick or 15 or 19. I mean, I can basically run the short side of the market and take less losses on my losers than for every time I lose on the short side, I'll have 3 losses on the long side right now. So it's not even a close comparison at this point. So I try not to read my comments. One of the comments that came across was, I try not to read the negative comments. I try to read, let's just say that I read everything. And one of the negative comments came across, it really wasn't a negative comment. It was just like, maybe it's just the way that I took it and internalized it. Like, oh, you're good at one side, but you can't trade the other. So I'm like, oh, fuck you, I'll show you how to do it. And then I take my $1,500 worth of winnings and I start losing on trying to take on the long side of the market. So I can look back at September right now, and if I would have traded just one side of the market correctly, I would have been out of not only the combine, I would have been out of FTP, and I would be moving into funded. So as I look back at the month of September, what I see is I don't have to trade the other side of the market, and I don't have to pay attention to the negative comments. Even if it's a positive assertion of what you believe, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, that what you say is true, because right now I'm not seeing the longs at the right point in time. You might be seeing here, buy this dip and you're able to catch it. Well, I'm usually short on the dip. So, so when it comes back up the other direction, I'm on the other side of the market at that point. So when I'm reversing and going the other way is kind of the point where the market kind of just flat lines, and then it decides to hem-haw around and it takes me out, and then it either goes up or it stays where it is in that mirror. It just doesn't, since I've been concentrating on one side of the market, the other side of the market is just not profitable for me, period. So that's my story. That's what I'm sticking to, and it's just time to apply what I know is true and allow the statistics to work in my favor, to understand that there'll be days like today that are up, and I just have to sit around and be very patient, wait for a high volume bar to come across on the charts on the other side, let that 1, 2, 3 setup happen on my highway, and then get into the market. Look at what the 15-minute chart showing, the hourly chart, all those areas, the extensions, Fibonacci extension. Look at all that. Where are the traders at right now? If I'm good at one side of the market, why should I even bother on the other? So I'm going to go and get in funded, being a short side trader only, and I'm going to allow myself to get my funded account up to the $5,000 line. So I'm quite confident that with the statistics that I see right now, I don't have to be long at all. Don't have to. I just have to adjust my profit targets on the short side trades that are showing that they don't have the ability to go a certain amount. And occasionally you're going to catch that 100 tick winner plus. But to me, I'm not going to catch a 100 tick winner on the long side, with the exception of maybe the CL pitch strategy. I'm just not going to be able to catch it. And I hate to even say there's an exception right now, because everything that I'm doing on the long side, it's about 90% losing right now. It's just not working out for me. And what happens is it allows me to press into the market at that point. And when I start pressing, that's when, unfortunately, that's when I start losing. So people ask me why I don't have a live room anymore. Well, I have I can say that I have 85% winning days and I'm green all this other time, but that means nothing if I can't control my losing days right now. And right now, my losing days are basically when I try to get on the long side of the market, period. All right, Dave Knight here from 123 Day Trade. What I'm going to do is look at the long and keep debating about how I would like to approach the long, and until I find something that is effective and efficient to work on the long side, I'm done. So you can say everything you want to say about that. I'm not doing well on one side of the market. I believe I can be a short side only trader and get into the promised land. So let's prove it. This is Dave Knight here at 123 Day Trade. Talk to you later. Have a good rest of your trading week. Let's see if I can, you know what, I have 4 trading days left in this week, and I know with the current volatility, it's quite doable to get 2,000 bucks right now. That's only asking 500 a day right now. Talk to you later.